Hey you guys, what's up? In today's video, I'm going to be doing like a pretty chill video where I'm just going to be trying out a bunch of new makeup. I am filming this intro like a week later because apparently I forgot to film an intro for this video, so that is why I look different right now. But yeah, in today's video, I'm going to be trying out a bunch of new makeup products, so I hope you guys all enjoy it. So make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is prime, of course, and somehow I don't think I've ever tried this primer from Benefit, which is like their illuminating primer. This is the Professional Pearl Primer. It says that it's a soft radiance face primer that minimizes the look of pores. And I don't know how, I've never tried this, but it's been around for a while, so this isn't necessarily like a new product. But it was the only primer that I had here that I had not tried before, so we're gonna go ahead and test this out today. I feel like I never really hear people talk about this primer, but I do really like their regular Professional primer. This one also kind of has like a silicone type feel to it, but it is a little bit pink and it definitely has like a pearlescent tint to it. Ooh, this makes my skin feel so soft. Wow, I actually really like the way that makes my skin feel. Like my skin seriously feels so soft, and even though this is like a luminizing primer, like it doesn't feel like slippery or anything. Like sometimes glowy primers can make your foundation feel like it's gonna like move around. I feel like this one is not going to do that. So for foundation, I'm gonna be using a tinted moisturizer today, and I'm not sure if this is like a new product, but they did send this over. This is the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. Mine is in the shade 2-in-1 Nude. It'll probably be too dark for me because I'm not self-tanned right now, but it's the only shade that I have. Okay, I thought this was gonna be like a pump, but it's like a squeezy tube. So I'm gonna put a little bit on my sponge and hopefully we can make this shade work. It is a tinted moisturizer. Oh boy. So hopefully it's pretty sheer. The color is definitely not good, but this is a very light coverage tinted moisturizer. Like you can still see like my freckles and stuff through. Okay, what is happening right now? I don't know what's going on right now. This is already starting off like as a total fail. Look how patchy this is. And like if you look at my sponge, it's like literally just like coming off my face. Like, and even the primer is like peeling up. What is happening? Obviously these two products do not work well together, so we're gonna have to start over. Okay, I went ahead and wiped that off. I don't know what's going on. I feel like sometimes I film these videos and like everything turns out perfect or everything is like a total fail. I just realized that I do have another kind of like tinted moisturizer. This is like old news, but I've never tried it. This is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk. I'm gonna try the shade 510 Porcelain. This is the same type of product. Basically, it's like a squeeze out bottle. Hopefully this works. Okay, well the shade already looks better. This might be too light. We will see. This has a weird smell. Okay, it blends it out and looks like there's like nothing there. Okay, well this one's definitely blending better than the last one. I feel like though you have to use a lot of product to get like even a little bit of coverage here, but so far I do like the way that it looks. So I just added a little bit extra. Obviously this does oxidize, which in my case was a good thing because I thought the shade was too light, but it did oxidize to like almost a perfect match for me. But if you are like super pale, this might not be good for you because it's gonna be too dark once it oxidizes. But I actually do really like the way that this looks in the skin. So maybe this video will not be a total fail. I don't know what happened with these two products. Maybe they just did not work well together or what. But I basically wiped off both of them completely. There might be like a little bit of the primer left over. So I'm not really sure which of those two products was the problem. All right, things are looking much better. I feel like I could definitely see myself wearing this like on an everyday basis. It is like light coverage, but it looks really nice in the skin. I feel like it covered pretty nicely as well for being so light coverage. All right, so for concealer, I have a sample concealer because I don't have a new concealer. I have no problem using sample products. I know a lot of people like will not use like a sample on their YouTube channel, but I don't have a problem doing that. This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer. I've always wanted to try this. I got it from like my Sephora order or something. I'll probably end up using the lightest shade right here. It says it's a 12-hour self-setting and light capturing concealer. Flawless second skin finish, instant brightening, and smoothing. I have a good feeling about this concealer because I really like the Ultra HD foundation. I think I'm just going to take some on my finger and kind of tap a little bit under the eyes. I'm not sure how much coverage this has. So, let's just start blending. That wasn't like the easiest concealer to blend out, but so far so good. Like it looks pretty nice. Let's add a little bit to this eye. I'm also gonna put like a little bit on my lids as kind of like an eyeshadow primer. All right, so it looks pretty good. It's not like the easiest, as I said, concealer to blend out, but it does look nice. It is kind of going into my fine lines a little bit because I haven't set it yet. It's supposed to be a self-setting concealer, and I actually kind of see that. Like, I feel like you could not really blend this if you leave it down too long, so you do have to work pretty quickly, so I'm glad I did one eye at a time. So to set that in place, I'm going to be using this powder from Laura Mercier. Now, I have tried this, I believe, one time. It wasn't like a real trying out of this powder, I guess, because I tried it like at the very end. I forgot that I had it to use. This is the Secret Brightening Powder for under eyes. I feel like you don't really hear people like talk about this specific powder, only her regular translucent powder. So let's see how this does. I can definitely see it brightening my under eye for sure. This powder is very, very finely milled, like even more so than her regular translucent powder, and that one's more of like a kind of like nude shade where this one is white. All right, so things are looking much better now. I am kind of going for like a light natural look today. I'm not trying to do anything like super glam or crazy. I don't have a new like bronzer or contour or anything, so I'm just going to use the e.l.f. primer infused bronzer, and this one is in the shade Forever Sunkissed. And I did get these Lexi brushes in my BoxyCharm, and I really like them, so I'm going to try out this like contour brush to apply this. It feels like very heavy. The bristles are very smooth. Wow. So next up, I'm going to be trying out this new palette here from Buxom. This is the Buxom White Russian Eye and Cheek Palette. Here are what shades are in the palette. So over here we have 2 blush shades, and then on this side we have some eyeshadow shades. This is a really nice palette for every day. So I'm going to mix both of the blush shades together. So those are definitely very pretty. They blend out nicely. They do have pretty good pigmentation, so I tried to be like light-handed with those. And then also from Buxom, they have this new highlighter. This is the Wonderlust Glow Highlighter, and this is in the shade White Russian, which is like their most iconic shade. Here's a close-up of the shade. It's kind of like a pinkish champagne. Hopefully this one works with my skin tone. It does look a little bit like deeper than I would normally like for a highlight. Yeah, that's definitely not as like bright and blinding as I would prefer. It is actually a really pretty kind of like natural looking highlight. A little bit more on the pink tone than I would prefer. I'm definitely more into like gold or white, kind of like champagne highlighters. This one is just a little bit too pink. I definitely feel like that made my face look very, very pink. All right, so I'm gonna be like totally extra right now, and I'm gonna be using 3 palettes on the eyes because I have all of these new palettes that I wanna try out. So obviously I'm gonna try some of the Buxom eyeshadows, and then I have 2 ColourPop palettes. We have this one right here, which isn't like super new, but it did come out recently. And then we have the Wine and Only palette, which is like, I believe their newest palette. Here is the Ménage à Moi, I think is how you say this palette. This is a beautiful, like kind of pink mauve toned palette. And then here are the shades in the Wine and Only palette. So I'm first gonna grab this shade right here from the Buxom palette, and I'm just going to lightly run this through the crease. The shade has actually like really good pigmentation, and it seems to be blending out very nicely. I feel like sometimes the Buxom eyeshadows can be kind of like hit or miss, but this shade is actually really good. So now I'm going to jump over into the Ménage à Moi palette. I feel so weird saying that. And I'm going to pick up this shade right here. This shade is very similar to the first shade I put down, just a little bit deeper, and I'm just going to run this slightly below the lash shade all throughout the crease. You know what I just noticed about the ColourPop palette is that it has a mirror, and a lot of times their palettes like this with this packaging do not have a mirror, and this one is like a pretty big mirror too, so I actually really like that. So obviously that shade has really good pigmentation. ColourPop shadows always do. Now I'm going to jump over into the Wine and Only palette and pick up this shade right here. I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm just going to first start by putting this kind of like on my outer corner, and then just blending like about halfway into the crease. Now I'm going to take a little bit of this shade just to deepen up the outer corner. Just going to lightly tap on my outer corner and kind of blend outwards. Now I'm going to pick up this shade from the Buxom palette, and I'm just going to put this all underneath my brow bone just to kind of like lighten this up and blend out the edges of the eye look a little bit. So now I'm going to use the Makeup Forever concealer to cut my crease. Let's see if this does a good job or not. I feel like it will. So that concealer actually made it very easy to cut my crease. I can totally see myself buying the full size of this concealer. So for my lid, I think I'm gonna use these two shades, probably taking the light, kind of like champagne shade, and I'm gonna put this in my inner corner. Then I'm gonna put the more like pink tone shade on the rest of the lid. So I also have this product here from Pacifica that I've been really wanting to try out. This is their Twinkle Paint Liquid Eyeshadow. This is a really unique product because it's like a very thin and watery liquid eyeshadow. So basically it's like a topper. So I think I'm just going to kind of tap this on top to kind of like brighten up. Wow. The two shades that I put down. This one is in the shade Pink Moon, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. That just made the look like super bright and shiny. Let's add a little bit to this eye. All right, so now I'm gonna let this dry down. I love that I can still like see the two different shades that I put down. Hopefully you guys can see on camera, but in real life you can definitely still see that there is a different shade here on the inner part and on the other part of my lid. And then the topper just gave like a really pretty like sheen to the lids. All right, so here's where the eye look is at so far. I love the way that it looks. I'm gonna go ahead and do my lower lash line off camera really quick because I'm just gonna do like the same thing I did in my crease and kind of start with the lightest shade and then go out to the darkest. So I will do that and I'll be right back. All right, so now that my lower lash line is done, I'm going to apply some liner, which I never do because I have the Wine Not liner from the whole ColourPop wine collection. So this is a really pretty like deep burgundy liner. So I'm just going to apply this all along the lash line. Okay, this shade of liner is literally like perfect for this look. I love the way that it looks and I never wear liner. So I also have another Pacifica Twinkle Paint. This one's in the shade Cloudy Moon. And this one's like kind of like a white. So I'm going to kind of dab this in the inner corner. Okay, seriously, that is so pretty. So I think I'm pretty much done with the eyes. I love how they look, but I need to apply some mascara. So I have this Rimmel Wonderluxe Volume Mascara, and I can't remember if I've used this before, but I do have this new one right here. I love the packaging of this mascara. Let's see what the wand looks like. So here's what the wand looks like. I tend to love wands that look like this, the kind of like rubber wand that curves. Let me go ahead and curl my lashes. And I think I'm gonna apply it to my bottom lashes first. Based on like those few strokes that I've done on my bottom lashes, I can already tell that I'm going to like this mascara. It's very easy to apply to the bottom lashes without getting on your lower lash line. And the wand like really grips onto your lashes. And the mascara is not too like thin or thick. So I feel like it's the perfect consistency. I hate like really thin and watery mascaras. So I went ahead and filled in my brows off camera. I do have a few new lip products here. I'm not really sure what I want to do, but I have the new Buxom Full Force Lipstick in the shade White Russian. I'm not sure if this is new, like the shade, or if just the packaging is new. I'm not sure. And then I have all of the BFF Full On Plumping Lip Glosses. So here is the lipstick shade. This is the shade White Russian. As I said, I love these lipsticks. So here is the lipstick. It is a kind of like pinky nude shade. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it with this look. I do like the shade though. And then we have these 4 new shades of their full on lip polish, and these are the BFF lip polishes, and here are the 4 shades. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply some of the shade Bestie over top of that lipstick. I love the Buxom lip products because they really like plump up your lips, and I have pretty thin lips, so I do personally like that. So now I'm gonna go ahead and set everything in place, and I did pick up the Milk Hydro Grip Setting Spray like back when they were doing the VIB sale, I think, and I haven't tried it yet, so I'm gonna try it today. So this is their Grip Set and Refresh Spray. I love the Hydro Grip Primer, so I'm hoping to like this. Let me spray a little bit out. Ooh. All right, so let's go ahead and set the face. That's definitely a really nice, finely misting spray. Definitely like melted everything together. Wow. Okay, I really like this spray just based on my first impression. Let me do something with my crazy hair and then I'm gonna come back and give you guys my thoughts on everything. All right, so I kind of did something with my hair, but this is the best it's gonna get. But this is the completed look and I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. If I could change one thing, I'd probably, just kidding. If I could change like two things, I'd probably not do the liner and then change the highlight. The liner only because I'm not wearing falsies and I feel like I look weird whenever I have like top liner on and no false lashes on. But that's just like a personal preference, but I do really like the shade of the eyeliner. And then the highlighter was just a little bit too pink and a little bit too dark for my skin tone. So let's kind of do like a quick overview of everything that I tried out. So I can't really give you guys an opinion on the primer because it did not work with this tinted moisturizer. So I'm probably gonna have to try these two products out again, not like together, because I did not like these together at all. And I'm not sure if it was the primer or the tinted moisturizer that was a problem. If you guys have ever tried either of these products, let me know if you like them, because honestly, it could have been either of them. I feel like this was not blending out very nicely, so I don't really have like a real opinion on those. I'm gonna have to retry those out because that started out like as a disaster. I really liked the CoverGirl tinted moisturizer. I thought this was really good. I'm not sure what people like really think about this. I know it's been out for a while, but I personally really like the way that it looks on the skin. And then as far as the Makeup Forever concealer, I can definitely see myself purchasing the full size of this. I really like the way that it looks underneath the eyes. It was kind of hard to blend out. I feel like it's one of those concealers that kind of sets very quickly, so you do have to work fast, but I like the coverage, and it was really nice to cut my crease with that. And then I didn't use a new bronzer. Oh, the Buxom palette. I really liked this palette actually. I have tried some other Buxom palettes in the past that I haven't really liked. This was the first one that kind of like intrigued me when I saw it because it has the blushes and then the like eyeshadow shades. So I could see myself using this for sure, like on an everyday basis. The White Russian highlight, as I said, was not my favorite just because the shade did not match my skin tone. But I feel like if you have a little bit deeper of a skin tone, you might actually really like that highlight. It is definitely a very nice, like smooth, not chunky glitter highlight. The highlight itself is pretty, just not on my skin tone. And then of course, I love the two ColourPop palettes. I love ColourPop eyeshadows, but definitely I prefer the Menage a Moi palette over the Wine and Only palette. I know a lot of people were excited about the Wine palette, but I just feel like there's not enough like light matte shades to create like an easy full look with, because like this shade right here is kind of like a satin almost. There's glitter in it. There's only like 3 true matte shades and they're all pretty dark, so I don't know, it would be hard to create like a full look with this palette, but I actually really love the color story and the shades in this palette, and these performed beautifully. These shimmery shades are gorgeous. ColourPop shimmery shades are always beautiful. The liner was also really good. I did struggle a little bit on this eye with the liner. I feel like it wasn't wanting to go over like the shadow very well, but the ColourPop liquid liners are really good. And then I actually really loved the Pacifica Twinkle paints. I don't think I've ever tried anything from Pacifica, but I love these. They went on so nice. They're kind of like a light liquid eyeshadow, so they're more of like a topper. I love the shade in the inner corner. These dry down and they definitely do not move. They don't transfer. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try out more products from Pacifica, but so far I really like those. And then the mascara was pretty good. I actually like this mascara a lot more on my lower lashes than I did on my top lashes. And then I think I've almost covered everything. I really like the setting spray so far. It's hard to tell with the setting spray because I've only used it for like a little while, but I'll definitely have to use this like over a longer period of time. But I feel like just based on the primer, like the Hydro Grip primer, this one's gonna be a really good long lasting setting spray. So yeah. And then as for the lip products, I do really like the lip products. I love Buxom's lip products. I love their full on lip polishes. I love their lipsticks. So yeah, those were both really good. So yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If there are any other new products you guys want me to try out, let me know in the comments down below. So if you guys did enjoy today's video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Also make sure you guys turn on your notifications, that way you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.